Hello and welcome to this mini session, which is the 3 categories of conflict. And yes, it's a relationship focused mini session today. So if you're in a relationship or you've been in a relationship or you'd at some point like to be in a relationship, I suggest you listen up because this is really interesting and important information to have on board to help you understand what's actually at play when you're arguing. So when couples argue, there is generally a storyline or some sort of theme at play which comes from family of origin or social history and gets amplified when it's triggered in the current relationship. So even though it feels like it's happening between the two of you, it usually comes from each of your histories and has just been triggered kaboom in this moment. And that's where a lot of the conflict becomes confusing, when you're sort of thinking, I don't even know what we're arguing about. That is what we're here to talk about right now. The themes that underpin the dialogue of your conflict. So the first category of conflict is power and control. So this theme is all around who has the most influence in the relationship with decisions, and also whose needs and priorities matter most. So there's a real wrestling here, quite positional, you against me, who's going to win? The second category is respect and recognition. So this is really centers around compromise and contribution and value. How much value and contribution and compromise each of us make and how balanced that is. So you can really hear, I'm sure, if you think about this in terms of the dialogue that you're having in your conflict, this will be at play somewhere in there. Very important in this is acknowledgement and validation. And the third one is closeness and care. Closeness and care also includes trust, loyalty, integrity, and intimacy. So this is, I think, the most important category, because when we have we mostly feel secure and trusting of each other, then we can have some really good conversations about the other categories, about whatever it is that's not working. But if either of you feel that the other person doesn't know you well or doesn't have your back or isn't dependable, then those sorts of conversations become very difficult. So this is probably the most important one, and then work back from there. So the 3 categories again: power and control, respect and recognition, and closeness and care, which includes trust, integrity, loyalty, and intimacy. Have a conversation with each other about this. Have a conversation with anyone about this. I think it's really interesting to explore how these themes underpin perhaps not even just the conflict in your intimate relationship, but also with family members and perhaps even some inner sanctum family members and friends. So really worth exploring. This is all about developing self-awareness and sharing that with each other. So you're recalibrating and updating each other on your operating system. How can we work more cohesively together and support each other? All the clues are in this session. I look forward to hearing from you with any reflections you might have or questions. Just message me. See you next time.